Hi, I'm Kailey Broderick. I'm 17 years old, and I have an autistic brother who is 16 years old. His name is Sean. He's super smart, he's super tall, he loves animals, and especially lions. The biggest difference from me and my friends, how we grew up, was obviously having a sibling with autism, but also how I matured versus how my friends matured, and the difference between how I treated others and how my friends treated others. When I grew up, my best friends were Indian, African American, Hispanic, and Caucasian. That was very different from my friends because their friends were their kind, as people say. But I was accepting everyone as a child without even knowing about discrimination or how to be racist or even what racism really was. And for that, I'm forever grateful. Another blessing I got from Sean was being given big responsibilities at such a young age, or at least thinking I had them. A story I love to tell when people ask me about this is my mom would always tell me, or my dad, when they would run inside and me and Sean were outside in the pool, would, don't let him drown. I'd be like, okay. Our pool was 2 feet deep and a blow up, so nothing could ever happen. If he had fallen over, all we'd have to do is sit up or stand up. But it's funny because I'm a lifeguard now, and it's funny seeing what I thought was a responsibility then and what I now know is truly a responsibility. But just the difference really molded my life because I thought I was really being responsible, and it helped me in the transition when I grew up. But as many funny stories as there are with Sean, there's also pretty rough ones. Sean, before he became the amazing young man he is now, he was a feisty little guy. Biting, kicking, scratching, tackling, anything you could think of, he did it. And he's never really been a little guy. He's been taller than me since I was in 6th grade and he was in 4th grade. So, big difference. One of the worst experiences I've had with him was when he was having one of his episodes when we were little, as we used to call it. And I was definitely being the annoying little brat sister I was. And I probably said the death words to him, which were, lions are not the king of the Pride Lands. And this would set him off. And I knew that, but I still said it, and which I regret so much. But this turned into World War III and ended with blood and bruises on my side and rug burn on his knees on his side from tackling me. But we moved on. We grew up, and now the only problems I really have that involve him are because of other people. And Sean doesn't know this, but when people say stuff or in the hallways or even like directly or indirectly to him, I always find out about it. We live in a very small school, so word gets around, I guess. I always settle it the way I think it should be. I'm a very overly protective sister, and I've actually screamed at people, like actually raised my voice and yelled at them before and asked them, like, what made you think this is okay? Like, he's never done anything to you, he's innocent, he's literally the nicest kid you'll ever meet. And I say, and they always apologize to me. I'm like, don't apologize to me, like, you didn't do anything to me. Apologize to him or get to know him first, because that will be punishment enough once you get to know him and you look back and you see what you have said about him. And they either walk up to him and apologize, or they actually do become his friends. Because once you get to know him, it's hard not to love him. If I could change anything about how we grew up, it would be the stereotypical views me, him, and my family had. When I was little and, you're trying to make new friends, I actually had a girl come up to me and I was talking to one of my other friends and say, you can't be friends with her, she has a brother with autism. You can't sleep over her house. Why does that matter? Why would that ever matter? Sean never saw this until recently, which was good because he grew up happy and in his own little fantasy, which was good. He didn't see the realities of the world around him. But people always thought too much into it, and they still do sometimes. And it's not fair. And people say life is fair because it's unfair to everyone, but how could it be fair to someone who doesn't know the difference between being fair and unfair? My motto for life is that every challenge is a gift. Our challenge is autism, but Sean is our gift. And you say siblings with autism are disguised blessings. And I agree and disagree with that. They are 100% blessings, absolutely. But I don't think they're disguised. I believe every kid with autism is a star. They light up and they're created in their own way. And I also think they're blessings to not only their families, but everyone they meet and encounter. I mean, how could they not be? You're teaching them, and they're showing us a new way of life, a new way to see, a perspective that no one else can see or use. And, yes, this is a view that only a sibling with autism can have. And I've been showing and teaching people about it my whole life and will continue it. But that right there is a blessing. I wouldn't be the person I am today without autism, without Sean, without that stereotypical perspective. And I think more people should see the view that we have, siblings with autism. Thanks for watching.